Standing by to ignite afterburners.
All right, let's take her through Mach 1. This is Captain Walsh. The airspeed is now approaching 660 miles per hour. Please direct your attention to the machometer window.
An empty plane, and he's making announcements?
When the number 1 appears, we will be penetrating the sound barrier. You will observe no unusual vibration or sound within the aircraft. I want to make clear to you, as you will to your passengers, that in exceeding the speed of sound, there is no safety hazard whatsoever.
Supersonic transport Maiden 1 will be arriving in approximately 6 minutes. Maiden 1's inaugural invitational flight to Paris will depart as scheduled at 3 p.m.
Well, right about the air and a big smile.
Thank you.
Come on, this way. I don't want to talk to him.
Lyle, you said the whole point of this trip was publicity.
Not with Harry. I know him. He's never had anything good to say to me or about me.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. Smile.
Too late, lover. Smile.
Hey, here's a familiar face. Old number 38. Great running halfback out of the University of Notre Dame. Excuse me, sir. 5 years an old pro with the New York Giants and a one-time sportscaster, Lyle Kingman, with his lovely wife, Nancy. Hello, Lyle.
Hello, Harry. When did you start meeting airplanes?
Well, when it's a plane like this, it's new. Just like it was news when the network fired you. Now, what have you been doing lately? We haven't heard too much from you.
Sorting through offers, mostly. We have a big one about to break.
Say, a lot of folks at home would like to know what that is.
I'm sorry, Harry. Nothing's firm yet. You'll be the first to know. Nice to see you.
That was Lyle Kingman.
That gigantic deal, don't you think he can see right through that?
Well, you want me to tell him that we're dead broke? That network crumb would love that.
Tell him nothing. That you'll be back in your own way, in your own good time.
Maybe you've forgotten. It's been a long year and a half without a paycheck.
He'll get something.
Still a fan, huh?
If I were to ask you real nice, would you marry me?
You mean make the same mistake twice? Now, what kind of a dummy do you think I am?
The best.
JFK Tower, Maiden 1 is Chantilly outer marker, inbound for runway 1 right.
Roger, Maiden 1, clear to land. Runway 1 right. Wind 340 degrees at 12 knots. Altimeter 3004.
Bring the snoot down.
This is Carla Stanley at the boarding area, bringing you the historic flight of Cutlass Aircraft Maiden 1. After much controversy and many delays, approval has been granted for an experimental flight from New York to Paris, seeking a world record flight time of 2 hours and 40 minutes, faster than any commercial airliner has ever traveled. And now here she is, America's first SST.
That's not a plane, that's a new era. The last one for me, I do believe.
Well, come on, Willie. Let's go take some bows.
They're all yours. My fun was in building that lovely thing.
Just want to get some pictures.
Phillips, you load everything like I told you?
Sir, you've asked that question twice already, and the answer is still yes.
Good, because now I want you to load an extra generator, an extra gyro, and an extra set of tires. Do you hear? Now get on it. That arrogant know-it-all gives me a pain.
You're a little harder. He's a good mechanic.
I don't like the way he handles his crew, the way he treats them. If he'd learned to act like a human being, I'd have moved him up a long time ago.
Now, just a few moments from boarding, we're going to meet with a couple of the contest winners who will be flying to Paris as guests of Cutlass. Congratulations, sir. You are?
Jared Hansen from the great state of North Dakota, and happy to be here with you.
Thank you. Hi. Would you tell us who you are?
Ann Redding from Massachusetts.
What do you think about all this? Pretty excited?
I'm happy, just very happy.
You are?
Bob Connors. We're together.
We're engaged, unofficially.
Well, you certainly look right together. Good luck.
Today's flight and the circus-like atmosphere here at Kennedy Airport are all obviously part of a carefully staged event. But I think it's also fair to say that the excitement is genuine, that the people here and at home share in that sense of pride that comes from knowing America is about to launch the fastest commercial airliner in the world.
Potential customers should be impressed by the aircraft's 275-seat capability and also the cruising speed of nearly 2,000 miles per hour.
Do you have any idea how many firm orders have been booked?
They didn't tell me that part, but would you like to know about the interior color options?
No. We'll settle for pictures.
Linus?
Man, what I'd give to be going with you. How much to smuggle me on board?
Get me another generator, and a gyro, and a couple of more spare tires.
What for? I gave you everything you asked for.
Look, don't tell me what I asked for. Just do as I say. Please.
My pleasure.
Mickey? Take a drum of aerosol over the Maiden, please.
Want to wrap it up, or can I eat it here? How you doing, Marshal?
On the biggest day of my life, how do you think? Very well, thank you. Hank Fairbanks. Willie Bastard.
So you're the legendary Willie Bastard.
Trouble with being a legend, most people think you're already dead. Fairbanks, were you a pilot?
Yeah, I used to fly them. Now I buy them.
A buyer?
I represent a group of South American Airlines.
Hank is here to examine our plane. They'll buy whatever he recommends.
You got your checkbook with you because you're as good as sold.
I hear Larchmont's got a pretty fair machine.
Yeah, they do have a very good machine. Ours happens to be better.
Oh, you're wrong again. There's good, there's better, but there's only one best, and you are looking at it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Jim.
Sir, I just got a call from a Dr. Thurman of the World Health Organization, and he would like to get a culture, I think, to the Pasteur Institute in Paris as fast as possible.
This is a promotional trip. It's not a mercy ship.
Oh, that's just the point, sir. What we're promoting here is 2 hours and 40 minutes to Paris, and I figured what better way than to lend the fastest wings in the air. And besides, he's already on his way.
What about the culture? Is it safe?
Oh, he says if the plane is safe, it's safe. And besides, I can guarantee complete newspaper coverage, TV commentators, the works.
It's all free, Marsh. Besides, it might be a good thing to do. I mean, if you're interested in doing good.
All right, put him on. If he's on time, this flight leaves on schedule.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
She's really something, isn't she?
They all look beautiful on the ground.
How much did she take?
Near all of it.
You topped off both primary and backup systems?
Yes, sir. She's all set. Good luck.
The rubber's oozing, but that's about it.
250 million bucks later, what else is new? Baby's wet and hydraulic seals leak.
Well, I'll say goodbye, Hank.
Aren't you going along?
No, Willie gets to have all the fun.
He stays on the ground and gives interviews, long ones. Well, I'll show you the flight deck.
Okay, so long, Marshal.
Welcome aboard.
Just a minute. What?
Should he shake hands, kiss her, or what?
Oh, May. Well, you're looking great.
Well, exercise, eat the right foods, get plenty of sleep.
Anyone I know?
None of your business.
Well, I may just start checking up on you. I'll catch up with you in a minute.
Well, you're back on top again. New job and all. Are you happy?
Generally? No. Right now, seeing you, yes.
Save the charm. I had my fill the last time around.
Whatever you say, May. Still, it's awful good to see you again.
Hank? Did anyone tell you Jim Walsh is captain?
Luck of the draw, huh? Well, they had to put someone up there.
And here is the brain center of this bird. It's completely computerized. I tried to convince him we didn't need a pilot up here, but they got too strong a union.
Hello, Hank. Hello, Captain. I heard you drew the big one.
You know each other?
Well, we're practically brothers.
Is my right seat Eric Brent? Hank Fairbanks?
Heard a lot about you. Anything good? Figures.
Welcome aboard, Governor.
Well, thank you.
You're in Section B.
Anything going to Paris is already a success.
Have a wonderful trip. Hello, Miss Pace. Welcome aboard.
This has to be handled very carefully.
We know all about it, brother, so don't worry.
Last time somebody said don't worry to me, 3 case histories were put on a plane for Miami. They were supposed to go to Jacksonville. We found them in Jamaica, brother.
I hear you, Doctor.
Welcome. Section A. Welcome aboard. Section.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you all right?
Terrific.
Hi, dear. Listen. Oh, excuse me. Mr. Vernon. He said that there was some place for me to change later on downstairs.
The lower gallery?
Terrific. Thanks. You're a doll. Hello.
Hello. Her brains are probably all in that walk.
Kathy, I think you could use some brains there,
Hello, I'm Angela Garland. Miss SST.
I'm Dr. Thurman.
Oh, don't let me bother you. Excuse me, but did you say you were a doctor?
Yes, an epidemiologist.
Oh, well, I hate to bother you, but do you have anything for a queasy stomach?
Oh, perhaps it's the excitement.
I was starving. I'm always starving. I ate a pickle. Pickles give me gas.
Well, coffee does that to me.
Me too. Lately, I mean. Ordinarily, it never bothers me. I have a cast iron stomach. Except for the last few weeks. I've been waking up every morning queasy. Besides which, I gained about a ton.
Well, perhaps you should have a talk with your family doctor.
Oh, I would. But I'm already pretty sure what he's going to tell me. I mean, wouldn't you be? I mean, those are the obvious symptoms, aren't they?
You think you're pregnant? Well, if it's true, congratulations, Mrs. Garland.
Oh, Miss. It's Miss Garland. But not for long.
What's new, baby?
Hi.
Hi, Doc. How you doing? Oh, excuse me.
Checklist completed, Captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's with a great deal of pleasure that Cutlass Aircraft welcomes you aboard Maiden 1 for its inaugural flight to Paris.
Clear to turn 1.
Roger, turn 1.
There's no traffic. Why are they holding us up?
We're so beautiful, they hate to let us go.
I have a friend in the tower, and he has promised to help me make it into overtime.
No crosstalk during departure.
Maiden 1 cleared for takeoff.
Roger, Maiden 1 ready to roll. Rotate. Gear up.
maintain flight level 650. Good luck, Maiden 1.
Roger, Maiden 1 at 450, beginning climb to 650, huh?
Look at you, I go bananas.
Yeah, but listen, there's something I have to know.
Yes, I love you, I adore you. I tell you, there is plenty of time.
But you remember that operation you had? That vasectomy?
Yes.
Well, did you have it?
You heard me make the appointment.
Did you keep it?
Yes, sure, of course I did.
Then we better tell the believe it or not people, because I'm pregnant.
There's a lot of that going around.
Not in my district.
Now, don't panic. You know me, the old troubleshooter.
Just tell me, what are we going to do about it?
Have I ever let you down? Ever? Even once?
All I want to know is what are you going to do about it?
If it's true, and I'm not saying that it isn't, I give you my solemn word of honor. We will do whatever is best for the both of us.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
This is marvelous. What a happy surprise.
How are you, Paul?
Well, I'm tickled to death. What do you think? But you, I mean, the flight, how...
The contest. I won the trip. This is Bob Connors.
Mr. Connors, are you a winner, too?
No, I'm with Anne. We're together.
Well, then I would say that you are very definitely a winner. Good for you, both of you. Oh, I think I'm blocking the road. I was just going to have a look around. Join me for a drink, will you, the two of you? I'll wait for you back in the main lounge. Excuse me.
Say, who is that old boy?
That's Paul Whitley, the man I used to work for.
President of Whitley Electronics? Well, opportunity knocks. Let's go and have that drink.
Oh, let's not, Bob. He was just being polite.
Oh, what's wrong with us being polite?
I honestly don't feel like a drink.
Well, then have coffee or tea. Anything. Come on. A guy like Whitley, I could use a break.
Experiencing a little clear air turbulence. We should be through it very soon. And meanwhile, please note we've turned on the seatbelt sign. Thank you.
Now I remember. My memory's like a trick knee. It pops in and out. Fairbanks. You're the guy that was involved with that big brouhaha a few years back. They took away your pilot's license, didn't they?
They did everything but lock me out of the terminal.
For needlessly risking the lives and the safety of the passengers in your charge.
There's nothing wrong with your memory, Mr. Bassett.
Things I remember pretty good. Just the things that I forget, I don't remember at all. Were you guilty?
I was flying from Los Angeles to Atlanta. Over New Mexico, a passenger suffered a heart attack. A major heart attack. I radioed the nearest airport, told them to have an ambulance standing by, and went in for a landing.
Well, they busted you out for that?
Well, it wasn't exactly optimum weather. It's kind of hairy coming in.
Well, you didn't have to report that part, did you?
I didn't. My co-pilot did. You know him. He's your captain.
What?
Hi, Lyle.
Hi, Carla.
Mrs. Kingman. Hi. Glad to see you out among them again.
Oh, we still make a few of the freebies. Last week we opened a hotel in Tucson and did a telethon in Abilene.
Well, you're A-list with me, and with a lot of other people I know. My kids would rather meet you than anybody I can think of.
Well, thank you. It's nice to think maybe all those Sunday afternoons added up to something.
The rumor mill has it that you may be due some congratulations. From what I read, Barcrest Estates means to be the biggest thing in Arizona.
It's nothing definite. It's not said yet.
Well, if it's right, I wish it to you. I'm gonna grab a drink. 2 more hours and I'm on again. By satellite yet.
You do have an offer. You're not thinking of taking that Mike Hellman real estate thing.
Hey, it's a job. A big one.
Mike Hellman's not offering you a job. He wants to buy your reputation because his own is so rotten. You said that.
So I got to know him better.
$65,000 feet, Captain. We are at altitude.
Set cruise control.
Setting cruise control. 1.7 on the EPRS. Looks good at 2.5.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Walls. If you look out your windows, you'll see a sight that very few except the astronauts have ever seen. Although the sky above remains black, the aircraft itself is in full sunlight. We are literally at the edge of outer space.
A couple of flutters on the pressure gauge and falling. That leaky seal must be acting up again.
Switch to backup hydraulic system.
Switching to secondary hydraulics.
I'd better go have a look, okay?
Yeah, hop to it.
So if it all works out, we'll be married in the spring.
Well, then you are engaged. Well, that's great, just great.
Well, it's not...
Well, the deal isn't quite nailed down yet, but I'm working on it. Sales is my line. And if I can't close in Paris, then I don't deserve it.
How is he at selling himself, Ann?
Well, we're here together.
Well, then I'd say he is a very good salesman.
I think so.
I know so. She worked for me for 3 years, and I couldn't sell her on staying.
You know what I can't quite figure out, Ann, is why you left. If I had the opportunity, I'd certainly rather work
Bob,
for
really?
Well, count your blessings, because if she hadn't left Whitley, you might never have met her. How about a refill, huh?
Captain, this is Phillips. I think you better get down here now.
What's the problem? The seals, they're just not holding up.
Can you unplug them or replace them?
I'm afraid not in flight.
Be some solution here. That's what you're here for.
Well, there's only one solution. You have to turn us back and land at the nearest possible airport.
For a simple hydraulic leak? Come on, the manual's very clear on that.
Captain, forget the manual. These seals are defective. They could blow at any second.
I've seen every variety of leaky seal, and I've yet to see one give completely.
Captain, I know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm here for. I'm telling you that if we don't turn back...
With my tail between my legs with another company 2 months away from having their plane in the air, liking nothing better than to see us fail? Come on.
Captain, you don't understand. If we keep going, we're going to be...
You get out a pump. You start drying this stuff up, this plane stays up. You got it?
Captain!
You heard me. Get busy.
Atlantic Satellite Control, this is Maiden 1. Patch me through to Air Rink. I need an emergency line to Marshall Cole. Cutlass Maintenance, Kennedy, New York.
All Mike wants me to do is talk to the money boys, the country club boys, and bend the elbow, slap a few backs, make a few commercials, for which he is going to pay me a percentage, a generous percentage of every dollar he makes.
Lyle, he's a crook. You know it and I know it.
He has not been convicted of anything. You're forgetting. We're broke. Stone cold, bare-knuckled broke. I'm trying to find a way for us to survive. And if that means doing it to them before they do it to us, so be it.
I know you're hurting, Lyle, but you don't believe that. You don't believe a word of it.
Don't you think so? You've been living with a stranger, Cookie, because that's the gospel according to Lyle Kingman.
It could be a pump putting out too much pressure. When you get to Paris, replace the entire hydraulic assembly, including the backup unit.
There'll be everything you'll need at the goal.
Roger. Sir Phillips has just come up.
Put him on.
Sir, I don't care what Walsh says. We can't make it.
Oh, damn it, Phillips.
Now settle down, both of you. If it leaks at twice the present rate, you'll have plenty of pressure. Seals don't disintegrate.
They are disintegrating, I'm telling you. Anybody with a pair of eyes can see that.
What are you trying to kill us all, you idiot?
I don't care. Fire me. Just turn this thing around.
Les, you're a pro. Behave like one. This is not just a promotional event. I hold future rights on that flight. I will not abort it. That is final.
Mr. Cole. Now, you wouldn't be saying that if you only knew that...
I've heard enough. You're there to solve problems, not create them. Get on it. Did you hear? Get on it. Jellyfish. Ought to be in a hangar, not a plane. What are you waiting for, Lindbergh? He's dead. Let's get out to the prototype and try to think this one out.
You're really upset. You were serious about that guy. Well, that's one for the books. What'd you do in bed? Serve him hot tea and lemon?
Don't equate age and virility. It doesn't track. The point is that Paul Whitley was a warm, compassionate, decent man who had a very positive effect on the woman that you fell in love with.
Great, great. I'll keep that in mind when I pay my Social Security taxes.
Don't start me defending him, or we may both regret it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Help yourself.
That's not what I had in mind.
Hank, I've got work to do. I've got a schedule.
Remember the hotel by the Madeleine? We get to Paris. Why don't we...
I remember a lot of hotels, Hank. That's the trouble with me. I've always been a pushover. And that's bad. Because the man you happen to be in love with can go flying off and come back years later and feel free to say, "How about it, sweetie?" No, Hank. It's not that I think less of you, but I think more of me.
Hank.
Yeah, Willie.
Look down that wing. What do you see?
I don't see anything. What am I supposed to see?
There's not a control surface moving. There haven't been for the last 5 minutes. The plane's not on autopilot, and it's not being flown manually.
Come on, Willie.
Captain, you've got to turn this aircraft around.
Come on, Phillips. No more, you understand?
Captain, the The seals are deteriorating because there's detergent in the aerosol, and it's corrosive.
There's what? That's not only crazy, it's impossible.
I'm telling you, it's detergent.
I'm beginning to believe him, Captain.
You've got to believe me. I know.
How do you know?
I know because, I put it there.
Make a course correction. We're going home.
We're not turning.
Disconnect the autopilot.
Autopilot disengaged.
The controls are locked.
We've lost all hydraulic pressure.
Keep out.
They've blown. Everything is shorted out. I told you, why didn't you listen? We could have been home by now.
So how do we fly this thing?
We don't. We're as good as dead. Why didn't you turn back? You've killed us all.
As long as we're in balance and we're flying level, we're okay.
If we hit turbulence and nose down, we'll go all the way in.
The passengers start moving around will have the same effect. You better lock them in their seats.
Look, I'm in charge here, and I don't want to hear or see anybody but crew members. Now, is that clear?
Well, let me clarify something. I built this plane. I built it to fly. Whatever I can do to keep it flying, I'm going to do. All right, Hank, let's go and see how bad it is below. I may give you a small discount.
That was the game that Charles proposed to me during the halftime. You scored 4 touchdowns, remember?
I should. That was the biggest Sunday I ever had. Well, yesterday's.
This is Captain Walt. We're experiencing an in-flight problem. There's no cause for alarm, but we have turned on the seatbelt sign and asked that all passengers return to their seats and remain there until further notice. I repeat, do not leave your seats. Thank you.
In-flight problem.
There's nothing to worry about, folks. All that means is the captain has dropped his glass eye into his martini. As soon as he recovers it, he'll be confident enough to let us move around again. Oh, my God.
Why did you do that? For money?
I never thought it would come to this. Why didn't Walsh do what I told him? He was supposed to turn back before it got this far.
My poor plane was to hobble home, discredited. A watchman picked up the orders, and I'm gonna kill you.
Willie! Well, get out of here! Willie,
Get out.
do no good! Kill him later!
I'll tell you one thing. You gave them their money's worth because you killed the plane. But what about the people? What about 250 people up there? What are we going to tell them?
It wasn't supposed to happen this way, don't you understand?
Oh, it wasn't? Well, that's only one satisfaction. And that's if we go, he's going to die with us.
Why didn't you promote me, huh? I was supposed to be production supervisor. None of this would have happened. I was entitled.
Shut up!
What's the trouble?
Probably nothing.
Means you're either upset or angry. Which one is it?
Try both.
Look, Lyle, I don't give a damn about status, about lifestyle. Anything you do is fine with me. I'm with you all the way. Climb into a garbage pail with Mike Hellman. You're on your own. I'll be gone. I love you too much to watch you do that to yourself.
Stewardess. Stewardess?
Yes, sir.
What's going on? Why are we suddenly glued to our seats?
Just routine precaution. There's no need for alarm.
That's no answer. I want an answer.
Sir, the captain will keep us informed. Now just relax.
Did you hear that? Coffee, tea, or simple syrup?
She's just doing her job.
Yeah, well, I hope they're doing theirs.
Stewardess, what is the problem?
Nothing serious.
I have to know.
It's being corrected, sir. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. That's what I keep telling you.
That's what you said before. And look what happened.
He did it deliberately.
We shouldn't have turned him down for production supervisor. We should have shot him.
Now, let me get this straight now. The spoilers, flaps, the trim don't respond at all?
No, sir, we have zero hydraulic pressure in both the primary and the backup systems. We can't go up, down, or turn.
What about your power?
Engines are okay. If we stay level, we can stay up until we run out of fuel.
Oh, come on, Walsh. You got a 5 hours fuel supply. We'll get you out of this long before that.
Stop telling us what you're going to do. Start doing it.
We're into it, Willie.
Hank, I appreciate your help, but you're a passenger on this flight and you're going to have to leave the cockpit.
Regulations.
Want to become friends? Get us to Paris.
What do you propose to do about the situation? Would you say that marriage was a reasonable consideration?
That's certainly a consideration, but there are others. I mean, there are clinics, hundreds of clinics all over the place where the only thing they do
Don't you say that word to me! Don't you ever say that word to me!
Okay,
I never want to hear that word!
I won't say the word, but it's going to ruin your figure. And it's going to ruin your career. Having a baby's going to ruin that dynamite figure you got, baby. Tell her, Doc.
Babies do not ruin a woman's figure. That is an old wives' tale. Isn't that right, Dr. Thurman?
Yeah, but what about overpopulation? There's already too many people in the world. Tell her, Doc.
Well, will you wait a minute? You just wait a minute. I want to see what Dr. Thurman has to say about it.
Well, I think I've said too much already.
There it goes.
Better tell him.
This is Captain Walsh. Due to a temporary malfunction, would the passengers in the first 2 rows of the forward compartment please move to the rear of the aircraft immediately? Rows number 1 and 2, please take a seat in the rear lounge. Our cabin attendants will assist you. Thank you.
Okay, folks, you've heard the captain. Rows 1 and 2 to the rear lounge, please. It's only temporary. Thank you.
I'm going to find out what's going on.
Bob!
Sir, please return to your seat.
Look, get this straight. I'm going up there.
No, sir, you're not.
Tell me what to do, you pansy.
I've been called that before.
Yeah, and what do you do about it?
I try to ignore it. And if that fails, a knee to the groin usually works. You're not coming forward.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Bob, stop it! Stop it!
Sit down.
You don't frighten me.
You're frightening the passengers. Now sit down.
Over there. Sit down. You all right?
Yes. 5 years ago, I'd have seen that punch coming. No, maybe 6.
Here, put your head back.
It worked.
This is Captain Walsh. Thank you for your cooperation. Our flight level is now stabilized. However, for the time being, will the passengers in the rear lounge please remain where they are? Thank you.
You have a nice touch. I'd almost forgotten. Tell me, Ann, if I'm supposed to be such a great big success, how did I manage to lose you?
We just got born at the wrong time.
Oh, yes, sure, I remember. Let's see, if I'm 104, you'll be, what is it? My math is lousy.
Oh, Paul.
I'm sorry, miss. You'll have to go back to your seat.
All right, Eddie, try it.
Ready, sir. Go.
That's it. You've got it. Cutlass Hanger to Maiden 1. Come in, Walsh.
I read you, sir.
We found a way to bypass the hydraulic system and move the control surfaces electrically.
God love you.
Send a couple of men below with heavy-duty wire and connecting clips. Tell them to plug in. Eddie will direct them from here.
Eric, Roy.
Wait, Marshal. That detergent is dangerous stuff.
They're not going down there with blow torches.
But I'd still wait for the fumes to clear.
I appreciate your advice, Willie. Walsh, get on it.
Yeah.
How is he?
All right. How are you?
Look, I don't know what happened. I was thinking about you and him, and all of a sudden there he was.
What's happened's happened.
It'd be awfully dumb to give up 10 months for a lousy 2.5-hour plane ride.
All we can do is forget it and go on from here.
What is it you're going to do?
Lower 41 to Cutlass Hanger. Nakamura here, ready and waiting.
This is Brent. Go ahead, Cutlass Hanger.
Connect the first clip to the main generator at G4.
Roger. Roger, stand by. G4.
It's in that middle panel right over there.
We're hooked in at G4.
Connect the second clip
To the solenoid S2, opposite side, above the transformer.
Read you, proceeding. Solenoid S2.
Look, I can help.
Help?
Why not? This tail's in the same ringer as ours.
It's the second one there on the right. It's the second one down. And be very careful.
Maiden one, watch the tools. Stand by.
Attention, this is emergency. All passengers in the forward compartment go immediately to the tail section.
If you can't find a seat or an oxygen mask, use the buddy system. Cabin crew will instruct you.
All right, everyone. You heard what the captain said. Let's everyone move to the back.
Come on, folks. There's nothing to it. Just going to take a little stroll to the back of the airplane. Okay, everybody, just follow the little lady. Let's go.
Come on.
Let the air open up and the air can breathe.
Okay, stay here.
Please do something! We're all being killed!
Look out!
You're cutting off my circulation. You're cutting off my circulation.
Sorry.
Hank Fairbanks, Cutlass Hangar. Explosion aboard. I'm filling in for Captain Walsh.
Explosion? Any casualties?
Probably. We're dropping at 5,000 feet per minute.
To your seat and put on your oxygen mask.
I put a biological aboard. Have to see if it was damaged.
Where is it?
In the baggage compartment.
You can't possibly get there in flight, but I'll tell the captain.
I get it. Hold on, Doc. We got you. Get him back to seat, honey. Come on. There you go. Get the seatbelt, honey. Okay. You'll be all right, Doc. Okay. Go on, baby.
Still a louse?
Come on. Let me have it.
Move the passengers to the rear. They're trying to get us back in the balance.
She's leveling off. What's the altitude?
10,000 feet.
I like a little more falling down room. At least they won't need oxygen anymore. Tell them, Walsh.
This is Captain Walsh. We've reduced our altitude to 10,000 feet. You can breathe now without oxygen. Thank you.
They'll take over now.
It's like the man saved your aircraft, Captain. You forgotten how to say thank you?
Nobody ever said the man wasn't a good pilot. Appreciate what you did, we all do.
Don't mention it.
Let him mention it. A little gratitude never hurt anybody.
Carla? Carla, it's all right. You can breathe now. Carla, look at me. I'm breathing normally. You can let go of that now. You don't need it. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry. Living this sort of thing is not the same as reporting it.
Oh, it's all right. Everything's going to be fine. It's all right.
Is anybody hurt? Is everybody reasonably okay? Good. These freebies are really getting to be something. They make you work for them. I'll be back in a minute.
Hey, listen, everybody. Let me tell you something about this little disturbance. Did you know it's more dangerous to cross the city street than it is to fly the Atlantic in an airplane? Now, we're gonna make it, I guarantee it. Matter of fact, I'll stake my life on it.
Just settle down, folks. Everything's gonna be okay.
Can I have your attention, please? Now listen to me! Now let's everybody hang together and not give the good people flying this machine any more trouble than they've already bought.
That helped, thank you.
I think you realize how urgent this is.
Doctor, he said he'll see you. Please give him a few minutes more to get things settled down.
Stewart?
Hey, Doc.
Smells like a hospital in here. Somebody in for knee surgery?
Oh, God. There's a biological aboard. A viral material suspended in chloroform. The container must have ruptured. The captain must see me now.
I'll go with you. You were right, Willie. Never have sent the men down there. The paper had worked.
Well, they're gone, and we're about to join them if we don't get some hydraulic pressure back in these controls.
Is there a way to divert the drinking and hand water into those hydraulic lines?
Well, even if there was, it'd still go pouring out through the broken seals.
Yeah, but it'll give us maybe 3 minutes of pressure. That's 3 minutes of stick time.
You give me 3 minutes, I can land this thing.
What do you think, Marshal?
Might work. Looks like it's our best shot.
It's our only shot.
Yeah. Now our problem is how do we bank and make course corrections until we can find a place where we can't put her down?
We can switch fuel from one wing tank to another.
Yeah, that's right. Do that. Do that. Sending a tank of fuel from one side to the other would turn the Queen Elizabeth. Now, we'll get to work with the water connection now. Keep the line open.
Okay, let's do it. You've got the pumps. Let's see if we can turn this thing.
Hallelujah, Walsh, you did it.
This is the captain. I'm happy to report that we have restored partial controls, and we are now back on course to Paris. Thank you.
I must speak with you, Captain. That virus is racing through this plane right now.
Oh, we're lucky it's just a flu, Doc.
I'm afraid you don't understand. Flu is a lump word to cover everything from a 24-hour stomach upset to the Hong Kong or swine variety. Each strain has its own symptoms, its own death rate.
I was around in 1918 when one of those bugs swept around the world, killing millions.
And so could this. It broke out in Senegal. The African mortality rate is already close to 30%. That's why the rush to get to the Pasteur Institute. Hope to get a vaccine.
How long is the incubation period?
Oh, it hits fast, with some people an hour, others a day. First starts with throat ulcers, followed with high fever and lung congestion.
And I was the one that told him to take it aboard. That'll add to the legend, huh?
What are you going to tell the passengers?
Nothing. Our hydraulic system is out. Our chances of landing are less than 50%. Don't ask me to cope with a plane load of hysterics. And for what it's worth, that's confidential.
He's right. If anybody gets sick, nothing can be done until we land.
If we land.
From water valve N1 to S pipe joint at V6 on the lower hydraulic line.
N1 to V6. Roger, I'll take it from here.
Hey, Willie, let me help you.
No, it's okay. Listen, you go tell the crew, close the johns. Restrict drinking water. Get going.
Roger.
Tell me straight, how much trouble do we have? Come on, we're both pros.
We got some problems. We're gonna make it. There's that little hotel by the Madeleine. If we make it.
If we make it, you got a date. Hell, I guess I'm still a pushover.
De Gaulle approach. This is Cutlass Maiden 1 at 10,000.
Maiden 1, this is De Gaulle. Approach ident, maintain 10,000.
Approach, we are declaring an emergency. Request priority landing with crash equipment on standby.
Roger, Maiden 1, we have monitored your transmissions.
You have priority clearance. Good luck, sir.
I'm sorry to have to remind you, Captain, but as I said, you must tell them.
Maiden 1 to De Gaulle. Request emergency quarantine. We are carrying contagious biological material.
What is purpose of quarantine, Maiden 1? Isn't biological material contained?
Repeat, is biological material contained?
Negative, De Gaulle. Unit is not contained.
Roger, Maiden. We will have to advise Health and Immigration and check on quarantine facilities.
What is the nature of contagion?
Flu. Senegal flu.
Please stand by.
This is Captain Walsh. We're awaiting a technical clearance. We'll keep you informed. Thank you.
Jeez, those guys deserve a medal.
No, what this company deserves is a fat lawsuit.
Well, one battle a day is enough for me.
What we all deserve is a drink. Paul, are you all right?
Sure, he's all right. It's just past his bedtime, that's all.
Le ministère de la Santé dit qu'une quarantaine est impossible. Oui. Oui. Ici Gérard, fermez toutes les pistes par précaution.
You're turning off the lights. And the ACG.
De Gaulle to Maiden 1. I regret Health and Immigration advises you cannot land with your Senegal flu not contained.
Say again, de Gaulle, say again.
Maiden 1, I regret it is not my doing. You cannot land at de Gaulle, you cannot land anywhere in France. We have no way to arrange for quarantine facilities so quickly. We would require at least 24 hours to prepare.
Then clear us for an airport that can.
We will do what we can. Continue hold.
If they won't take us, who will?
They'll find us an alternate. There has to be a way to isolate this thing.
It's already isolated. Up here with us.
This is Fumiko Air Station Roma. Please inform Maiden 1 that because of special condition aboard, permission to land must be denied at this time.
De Gaulle, this is Madrid Air Control. Officials inform us there is insufficient time to prepare quarantine facilities.
Do you monitor Maiden 1?
We monitor you.
Unfortunately, permission to land is denied also by Brussels, Oslo, Amsterdam, Stuttgart, and London. We will continue trying, but we must ask you to leave French airspace immediately.
May I see you, Doctor?
Yes.
This is the captain again. We are unable to land in Paris as scheduled. We'll inform you as soon as we're cleared by an alternate airport. I anticipate no problems. There's no cause for alarm. Thank you.
Doctor, what's wrong?
Just somebody not feeling well.
Anybody who does feel well ought to be in a straitjacket.
Maiden 1 to Marshal Cole. Cutlass hangar, urgent. Come in, Marshal.
Get back to me as soon as you can. Marshal Cole here.
Marshal, you won't believe this.
I believe it. We've been monitoring. Hang on, I may have some good news. I've got the State Department putting pressure on London. They tell me there's some kind of agreement, a bilateral treaty covering emergency landings. They're talking to the Ministry of Health now. According to State, they have to let you come in.
Great.
One way or another, we'll get you down.
Getting down is no problem. We can get down by ourselves. We got a whole ocean to get down in.
Stand by.
You want to buy an airplane?
No, but I go top dollar for a lifeboat.
The other one. Throat painful? Is it difficult to swallow? More like it's on fire. You'll have to remain here. Stay covered up and rest. You've got the flu.
Flu? Is that all? Listen, I once beat pneumonia and hepatitis in the same afternoon.
Good. Strong constitution is your best chance.
Best chance? I want to warn you, Doc. When I took up golf, I quit going to church.
Look, there is no point in us catching it. Besides, we should be in the back with the others. The weight.
You weigh more than I do. Go ahead.
Let somebody else play nursemaid. It's him or me, Anne. Now make up your mind.
Don't be silly. Go where you belong.
I'm already there. I made the mistake of leaving you once. I'm not going to blow it a second time.
How many years of mixed doubles do you think I've got left in me?
I'll take whatever it is.
Well, Paul Whitley, too. He tends to strike the young and elderly first.
Catches you at the beginning and the end.
Cutlass Hanger calling Maiden 1. Come in.
Maiden 1, go ahead.
Now hear this. London will honor the treaty. They don't want you, but they're going to take you. They're preparing emergency equipment and setting up a quarantine station. Proceed immediately to Heathrow, London.
Roger, sir. Roger, roger.
Just a minute. There's no way to quarantine against this without adequate notice. You'd have to seal this plane in plastic to stop it from spreading. With no lead time at all they could do was jerry-rig something. They might as well do nothing.
We have no alternative. We have 2.5, maybe 3 hours fuel left, and that's it.
If you land in London, we'll be responsible for spreading this contagion. I remind you, Captain, we're talking about a 30% mortality rate.
Look, I listened to you once now. Everyone in authority is notified of our condition. It's their responsibility to grant or deny entry. My responsibility is to the people of this plane.
Let's see how far it is to Senegal.
What?
That's where the disease originated. I mean, we can't do any more harm. It's already been done. Maybe the flu has run its course.
Wait a minute. It's very probable that only Dakar Airport has quarantine facilities.
Our destination is London.
Could we make it to Senegal?
I don't know, Willie. Our fuel is marginal. If we make it, we'll make it by the skin of our teeth.
Look, forget it, Hank. I have my orders, and my responsibility is to the company, the passengers, and nobody else.
Well, what about the passengers? Don't they have anything to say about this?
No, they don't. It's my decision. Gentlemen, I'm afraid you'll have to leave the cockpit. It's going to get pretty busy up here.
Why don't you find out how the passengers feel? Go on, ask them.
Gentlemen, please.
So that's the choice. If we choose London, we run the risk of starting an epidemic with a more than 30% mortality rate. If we pick Senegal, we may not be able to stretch our fuel that far. There's an even chance we won't make it.
Then it's London.
I'm with you, friend. As long as we don't ask ourselves how many people we're willing to let die to ensure our survival. As long as we feel no moral obligation to anyone else.
What about the cities that turned us away? What about their moral obligation?
We can't speak for them, only for ourselves. And what we have to ask ourselves is whether there's more to life than just surviving. Whether it's important how you survive.
Don't give me that. Look, we didn't ask to be here. We're not volunteers. Nobody even told us there was a health hazard on board. We're innocent. And this joker here is telling us we have to die well? Nobody dies well. That's why we're going to London, agreed?
Right, London.
London!
I say London.
Yes, London.
London.
I say Senegal.
Senegal.
London. Senegal, wherever that is.
It's on the equator and not very attractive. Senegal.
London! I'm sorry. Senegal.
So if your decision is to go to Senegal, please raise your hand.
Listen, there's someplace closer.
London, for God's sakes, London!
Senegal.
Sure, what else? Senegal. The way things have been going today, the limousine probably wouldn't have been there to meet us anyway.
Those for Senegal in A section.
I'll tell them up front. You say you
responsible to the passengers. Well, the passengers, by a vote of 3-1, have decided for Senegal.
It's insane.
Maybe it is, but the passengers voted Senegal.
Let me remind you, this isn't a town meeting. There's one vote that counts here. That's mine, and we're headed for London.
Will you, for once in your life, make a decision on your own? Not everything in this world is covered by the FAA Book of Rules and Regulations.
Well, I know you never paid much attention to that kind of thing. You threw the book away and your career with it.
I broke one of those precious rules.
Not one, damn it, dozens. You didn't just come in under the minimums, you know. It was socked in at 0-0. And you picked an airfield so small it didn't even have an approach radar facility. You bet the lives of everybody on board that you could force a landing on a runway that was 500 feet too short and never intended to handle an aircraft that large. Do you want me to go on?
I made the landing.
Yes. But only because you were the best or the luckiest, #1 fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants pilot this company ever had, and you were wrong. Your decision to land in West Texas was unprofessional and irresponsible.
That has nothing to do with what's happening now.
It has everything to do with it. Because you still think that a pilot of a commercial airline is some kind of a rodeo star, or barnstorming stunt flyer with a white scarf tied around his neck. That attitude didn't belong in the cockpit when you were busted, and it doesn't belong here now. God, how long will it take for that to sink in?
You're right, Walsh. I was wrong. I guess it was easier for me to blame you than face myself. And if that's true, then I risked the lives of a lot of people in order to save one. I admit it. I was wrong. I made a mistake, a bad one. But aren't you about to do the very exact same thing? Walsh, you take this plane into London, and you'll be risking the lives of a great many, just to save a few.
Cutlass hangar to Maiden 1. Come in, Walsh.
Walsh, go ahead.
Walsh, enough of important people on that plane. I don't want them inconvenienced. Our representatives in London have already pulled all strings necessary to get them out of quarantine as soon as possible. Understand? Over. Walsh, you copy. Come in, Maiden 1.
We're changing course, sir.
Changing course to where?
Dakar Airport, Senegal.
Are you crazy?
Yes, maybe.
You take that plane straight to London. That is an order. Do you read me? Over.
I read you, sir. Cutlass Maiden 1. Out.
Thank you, Captain Walsh.
Well, you better check with the Senegalese people, make sure they have no objections.
Shouldn't be a captain at all. Ought to be a general.
What are the odds, Doctor? I don't give odds, Mr. Whitley. Just aspirin. Which means the odds are not so good. People don't seem to realize they answer the question by not answering the question.
I'm not one of those people. I have an answer just waiting for a question.
What's the answer?
Yes? What's the question?
Will you marry me?
I thought you'd never ask.
I did once before. Only that time it was the wrong answer.
Damn, I swore I wasn't gonna cry.
You were praying.
No, I was making a deal.
If he gets us there, safe and sound, we'll make it permanent.
Can I ask you one more favor? When we get married, on our honeymoon, can we go by boat?
Dakar Control, this is Maiden 1. Request weather for Mountain Pass, Mokolo.
Roger, Maiden 1. Moderate to severe air turbulence. Pressure falling in all mountain passes. Wind shears all quadrants.
Not one stinking break since this historic trip began. Check the fuel gauge.
What do we got, 20 minutes?
No, more like 10.
Willie, what are you doing? You're gonna need those 3 minutes of control.
Forget it. Let me do it.
No, you're here to buy. He's paid to fly. I'm the legendary type who built this plane. Let's all stick to what we know.
Willie? She's a great machine.
The best.
We're gonna come up short. Isn't there someplace we can land this side of Dakar?
There's nothing between here and Dakar but mountains and jungle.
Well, you better get ready. Tell May.
Yes, sir.
May, prepare passengers for a possible emergency landing.
Oh, my God.
Easy now, easy. We're gonna make it. Sure gonna try. You take care of yourself. I got something in mind for you later.
Whatever it is, you've got the right girl.
I love you too. See ya.
In case I don't get a chance to say this again.
Feelings mutual. Fly the plane.
Please remove all glasses, loosen your ties and your belts. Place a pillow in your lap and be ready to place your face in the pillow. When the aircraft comes to a halt, proceed to the nearest emergency exit, quickly but calmly. Thank you. I hope it's fast.
Hey, come on now, kid, come on. This is what we get paid for.
took your time getting here.
I'm here now, Willie. Get you out in a minute. Just hold on.
Hank?
Yeah.
How many made it?
A lot, Willie. A lot.
I wish I was one of them.
Now you'll live forever.
I already have. Wait. About the plane. You tell him.
I'll tell him, Will.
I gotta protect.
Protect, Will. What, Willie?
My legend.
Medic!
I looked for you everywhere.
Are you all right?
He sure did his job, didn't he?
He who?
You know.
Huh?
Both of us. Safe and sound. All three of us.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I hurt my wrist and my leg. And talk about a splitting headache. No, don't get me wrong, sweetheart. I wouldn't try to weasel out of a promise.
That's what I'm wondering.
No, well, shame on you. Oh, baby. The only thing is, you know, I just don't think that, well, we're not absolutely positive that you're pregnant. You know, we're not really terribly sure. I think that we shouldn't really tell the whole world. Well, there's no point in telling your family and all your relatives and everything, you know, because we don't, I mean, that we're going to get married. I mean, we don't know that for sure, right, darling? I think that we ought to talk about it, that's all, because, well, everything worked out, you know, we're fine.
You told me.
Where have you been?
Here.
You all right?
I'm not injured, if that's what you mean.
Where's the champ? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you all right, Miss Stanley?
My throat.
Here.
I've got it, right? What did you say the mortality rate was?
The survival rate is at least 70%.
I haven't been out of the top 70 percentile since grammar school. I've got it made.
Well, there's a quarantine hospital already set up. We'll get you there as quickly as we can.
How many others?
14 or 15 so far.
Doctor, we did the right thing, didn't we?
Are we our brother's keeper? The majority of our fellow passengers answered yes. They backed it with their lives.
But the vaccine, will they develop it in time to make all this worth it?
Well, there are a lot of good people at the disease center in Atlanta still working on it. And we've radioed back, and they've already sent a culture on to the Pasteur Institute. One of them will crack it. Good luck.
Get that arm well in a hurry if you're going to be pouring tea, you know.
Tea?
Isn't that what faculty wives do? Pour tea? Football coach is part of the faculty.
What about that deal with Mike Hillman?
I don't think I'd look good in a garbage pail, even a gold-plated one. Besides, this place got to start somewhere. There's probably some good kids at Destitution U.
Anything you say.
Won't they be infected?
There are no guarantees, Captain, but they're all volunteers who were previously exposed to the virus with no ill effects. They'll be joining us in quarantine.
Will I see you at the hospital?
As soon as everyone's evacuated. We'll be burning all this. We should be finished before dark.
Whatever it takes, I'm going to get your license back. Good luck.
Hurry, one more.
Go ahead, man.
What are you trying to do? Get rid of me?
Never again. Room for one more.